to build bots. These were all the types of things that we wanted to help solve. And so the bot framework actually has three distinct components. So the bot SDK is what anybody can use to go. It's an open source SDK that's on GitHub. You can go build your own bot. You don't. It's platform agnostic, and you can. It supports right now like the much of the code there. You can either use Node.js or .NET to build your bots. There's a bot connector, and this was one of those questions about like where are your users and where do you want to send these messages to? So the bot connector was the goal for bot connector is to try to enable tons of channels. So you can write your bot once, and then you can kind of register it onto the bot connector and have it enable a bunch of channels. So you can go to Slack, you can go to Kik, and all kinds of other channels, Facebook. And there's also a direct line interface. So if you might not choose to go to a channel, or you might use a channel for a notification, but most of the real engagement you want to have direct with the customer on your user on your website, so you can build your own interface. And then there's a directory where you can kind of expose your bot to people. So the point about AI is very, very real. The level of sophistication that you need in your bot will vary widely. And there are some places where things like LUIS, which is the Language Understanding Intelligence Service, allows you to go from like having, say, a Wampus bot where you actually have to put it. Does anybody heard Wampus? One person here who knows what's Wampus. Do you know Wampus?
I know Wampus.
Oh, of course. So no one wants to date themselves. So Wampus is a turn-based chat.
Well, let me just ask. You've never heard of Twisty Little Passages All the Same? Oh my goodness. So
yeah. So I've had the pleasure of being schooled on all of these classic games of the yore, and Wampus is one of those. And so it's like Dungeons and Dragons. You kind of go exploring. But in that game, in the original game, you have to be very rigid about what you say, right? Like, go to that room, and then it'll ask you what room, and then you have to say 4 or whatever. So you could use something like LUIS to actually build a very lightweight language model that allows you to start answering, like the user can start typing, take me to room 4, and then it'll take you to room 4. And you can say it in 3 or 4 different ways, and it'll still understand. So there is a set of cognitive services that are available, everything from pattern matching all the way to very sophisticated kind of language understanding. So pick and choose what tools you need, and then kind of build your experience. So the one thing that I think everybody really needs is a designer. And the existing designers, I think, have to evolve. Because there's like visual designers and there are interaction designers. But there are no good conversation designers. So I think there is actually a really great opportunity in the design space for there to be conversation designers.
It's huge. Add conversational UI to your UX resume, and that will, like, you're going to go to the very top of every stack. We discovered this when we first started building our product. So we actually started in SMS because it was the easiest way to get an MVP out, proof of concept, really fast. We knew what we wanted to build. In the background, we had a UX designer and our core iOS developer working on a native app. And we scrapped it really, really quickly because we had massive traction in text. It was incredible for us, but we also realized, we can basically work a workflow out and not really integrate a designer. Now we're in so many messengers that each one has nuanced features and types of interfaces and buttons, and it isn't actually about the interface elements themselves. It is more about how you communicate with the user. So a good conversation is a design skill in and of itself. I think it's definitely going to be something that is going to be a big portion of user experience designers moving forward.
There's actually an IDE for conversation. It's called Pulse-String. It's from a company called Toy Talk that created toys conversation. So like kids talking to toys. So they don't know. When they came to me and they talked to me, they said, "We don't know anything about bots. We know everything about conversations." So they actually created now an IDE to create conversation. So this is the level. This is the spaceships I'm talking about. They're coming, but they're still not there yet.
And there's some good APIs for NLP as well. There's like wit.ai, I think Facebook.